little as they come. I'm Laura Jackson. I am the volunteer coordinator for AHC. Really appreciate y'all taking a few minutes to learn more about what we do. So AHC, we are, here's somebody. Sorry, hold on, let Jessica in. Hello, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining. I was just getting started. AHC, we are an affordable housing developer. We were founded about 50 years ago, a little bit less, as the Arlington Housing Corporation. But since that time, we've expanded well outside of Arlington. So we have about 25 properties in Arlington, but we have some in Alexandria, Fairfax County, Montgomery County, Baltimore City, and Baltimore County. The pictures here, some of these are pictures of our buildings, others are artistic renderings of buildings that we're developing. So, and we are always trying to develop more, but we're housing about 18,000 families throughout the region. So I am part of the resident services team, and oh good, let me admit somebody else. John, hi, thanks for joining us today. I'm really just getting started. I was saying that I'm part of the resident services team, and these are our 4 pillars. We do the first 2, financial resiliency and health and wellness. We bring in partner agencies like banks or other groups that teach financial literacy classes, that teach other wellness classes like fall prevention classes at a residence for senior citizens. We have vaccine clinics. We did a whole lot of that during COVID, but we'll keep doing that, bringing that into our properties. We bring in food distributions at many of our properties and partner with different agencies to do that as well. We also help people with eviction prevention. So during COVID, there were a lot of funds available for rental assistance. And then some jurisdictions, including Arlington, have rental assistance ongoing. So we help our residents access those. We also do community building. So this is the time of year, and you might get some emails from me. Sean got one yesterday. We are giving out backpacks. We have back to school events, backpack giveaways, things like that. So sometimes we have these one-time events that we need volunteer help with. But part of our effort to build communities where our residents live. And then the last thing that we do is we have education programs. This is the last week of summer camp, and then we'll start up again in the fall. That's really where most of our volunteer needs are. So perhaps that's why most of you are here. So our programs are year round. We'll take about not quite a 4-week break before we start up again in the fall. They are located in the buildings where our residents live. So I'm actually in one of those buildings now. We have community rooms on the main level of the properties where the students live. So in many cases, they are coming from the bus or from school to our programs 4 days a week. For the teens, they go home and then they come back to us. A lot of our students, most of our students are from immigrant families. So one thing that our program and our volunteers offer to them is familiarity with the U.S. school system. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We have 7 properties in Arlington where we offer these education programs. So this is 2 pictures of 2 of them. For our elementary school students, volunteers will be helping them as reading buddies. And I know at least 2 of you are teens on this call, so that's what you would be doing. We did this as pilot last year at 2 locations, and it worked really well. So we'll be doing it at all of our locations. So volunteers will be paired to work one-on-one with a student, and you'll have a packet of literacy material. In everything that we do, it's a real mixture of education and fun. So the literacy packets will have books, but they'll also have games, they'll have sight word flashcards, and we will do a training about all of that. But volunteers commit to helping once a week on one of the days, Monday through Thursday, sometime between 4 to 6 p.m. So your volunteer time would be within that time range, but not the entire time range. And I'm in the process right now of collecting those times for the fall. So if you're interested in volunteering, we'll email back and forth about which location and which day of the week work best for you. Our teen program, our funder is Project Discovery. That is a statewide program that does a lot of support for teens. This is volunteers are primarily helping with homework, but there's a lot of other things that teens can use some help with. So organizational skills, time management. They might come in and say that they don't have any homework, but they've got a test 2 days from then. So just helping them look at their calendars, look at their schedules, look at missing assignments. So it's not always academic. People do ask, but I don't remember math. How do I help with math? And so if you do know math, awesome, you'll definitely be needed. But if you don't, Google knows a lot. But it's also, you're helping students discover resources that are available to them. So like I said, you're knowing the US school system, you know that there's probably a help session after school or during school, or you know that the student can email their teacher and ask questions. So that's the kind of thing that their parents just might not know how our schools work and might not be telling them that at home. So you can be the one encouraging them to do those things. Building a relationship, playing games, talking about your career, talking about their interests, all of that is really important and counts as part of teen program. So again, we ask volunteers to help once a week. I'm again getting when those program times are, but it'll be sometime in the time range of between 6 and 8 p.m. And we know people go on vacations, people get sick. Don't come if you get sick. Things like that. We also follow the school schedule. So we'll take the whole week of Thanksgiving off. We'll take the 2 weeks at the winter holidays or however long Arlington's giving off this year. We'll follow the Arlington spring break. So for those of you that are students, you won't be volunteering on the days when there's not school. Our other education program is called our College and Career Readiness Program. We match students and mentors to work one-on-one. They are required to work at a public location, but it doesn't have to be at one of the AHC centers. So they'll work out the time and the schedule, what works best for them. We'll do a lot of helping with the essay writing and applying for scholarships and those essays. If it's a younger student, a junior, then just thinking about colleges, what makes colleges different from each other, standardized test prep. Again, we don't expect our volunteers to be experts in how to take a standardized test, but there are resources available. There's free Khan Academy and other free resources. The schools probably have test prep classes. They definitely do during the summer. So you'll just help students find the resources that they need. We also do career events. So if you want to come and talk to our students about your career, that's great. So last year, just this past year, we had 37 seniors graduate from our program, and all of them are going to college this year. Occasionally we have students that aren't going to college, and we definitely support them in this program and whatever they're deciding to do after high school. One joined the Marines 2 years ago. But this year's group, they were real superstars, $13 million collectively in scholarships and aid. We saw a lot of reading improvements for our elementary school students, talking about that reading buddy at that structured program that we did. And so I expect the numbers to be even higher this year. We're definitely still seeing a lot of learning loss in our students from COVID. So having that one-on-one attention and really focusing in a fun way on reading skills, it's going to, they need to master that before going on to middle and high school. So really important. And then our teen program, it's the one that's like a little bit harder to measure, but the teens set their own goals. So they have their academic goals and they have enrichment goals. An enrichment goal might be to join the soccer team or to join the drama club. So whatever it is, that's whatever they're interested, or something that they're doing at home, not school related, like learn to play the guitar. They set their goals, and that's something that you can talk to them about. What are they doing to meet that goal? And so they are creating and achieving their goals in that program. I mentioned that we have food distribution programs. We do those at a lot of our properties. Those are weekday volunteer opportunities, and I do need help with those. So if that is your interest, or if you know anyone interested, let me know. We look for people to do it weekly, but we can take drop-in people. I've already talked about career development, snack bags, and the holiday and graduation gift bags. Those are things that we started doing during COVID, ways for people to do things for our students while they were at home, the volunteers were at home, and a great way for us to give the students something and then go. Like they needed to go back to the safety of their own home. And they were just very, very popular. So we're still doing those programs. They're really great group activities. So if you're part of a school group, or work is looking to do something, or even just some neighbors, you'll buy the ingredients, the snacks or the gifts, and then decorate the bags and stuff. It's a really fun project. All right, I've been talking a lot. I'm definitely gonna have time for questions at the end, but so if you are interested in volunteering, you'll email me, and I actually will email all of you after this call, and I'll have the paperwork that you'll need to do. There's a volunteer information sheet, and that is the first part you'll fill out, and it's just your name, your phone number, and your birthday, and then they'll email you and you'll do the rest of it. So please look for that email, because if you just do part one, I never see it, and I don't know that you're interested, and I don't know to follow up with you. If you're over 18, you'll need to do a background check to work with students. We'll do an online training. Actually, that's interesting. I wrote online. We might do some in-person orientations as well this fall. But we do orientation, and then we do trainings throughout the year. And there's a volunteer agreement that talks about boundaries and stuff. Anyway, you'll do the paperwork, and then we'll start emailing back and forth, like, okay, that's great. And this location is the closest to you. Do you want to do Monday or Tuesday? Things like that. So we'll get you placed so that you are ready to start. Our reading buddies, we're going to start with the elementary school students on September 18th. And so hoping to get people started in mid-September. And then the teen program will start that first week of October. And you'll volunteer once a week, but you'll be in touch with the staff if you get sick or for any reason you can't come. That's fine. So let me see if there's one more page. All right, one more page. Just some of the comments from our students and comments from our volunteers. So does anybody have any questions? And you can put them in the chat if you'd rather, or just speak up.
Would it be possible to see